Good evening, Bahamas. Coming up tonight in our news. The country celebrates its 46th independence. Meanwhile, the National Security Minister sounds off on that helicopter crash that killed 7 American citizens. And a former PLP cabinet minister says he isn't ruling out another shot at the top spot in the party.
Our news is brought to you by Alive.
Happy Independence and welcome to our news. I am Jared Higgs. Thanks so much for joining us. Topping news tonight, the country celebrated its 46th independence anniversary on Clifford Park on Tuesday night. Gillian Gray tells us the event featured cultural displays and memorials to fallen Bahamian icons.
The Bahamas' history and culture was on full display as music and art collided for a spectacular showcase. 46 years ago on Clifford Park, the Union Jack was lowered and replaced with the Bahamian flag. This year's celebrations began with an ecumenical service where members of the clergy encouraged Bahamians to remain committed to God as they grow together towards one common goal. The arts then came to life with a traditional African piece that showed the birth of a nation through song and dance. Tourists and Bahamians alike agreed that the display of art, music, and dance perfectly represented the best the Bahamas has to offer.
Festivity is awesome, the independence, I think that's wonderful. The history behind it is awesome.
What's been your favorite part of the show?
The gospel singing so far, and the Congo drum.
I think the music is really good. It's like, so you have to dance, it's really cool.
Everything is amazing.
This year, I must say that I see the organizers have put a lot into it, and it's really nice. Yeah, so I brought my grandchildren to see the show. Yeah.
And they seem to be fully engaged.
Pardon? Oh yes, fully engaged. Yeah. This one here started. Riley, she started dancing. So we're enjoying it, yes.
It's the best for a long, long time. Very good. And everybody's happy, comfortable, spending some money.
Artists like Sammy Starr, Najee Dunn, and Patrice Morel kept the night exciting with their energetic performances. Morel said she could think of no better way to pay tribute to her country than to use her talent on the big stage. Her piece featured a 100-voice choir, marching bands, dancers, and flaggers. She said she was happy that young Bahamian artists were given an opportunity to have their talent displayed.
Some of the more seasoned musicians and professionals in the industry are taking notice and giving us an opportunity to do this. I know I can speak for myself. I'm extremely grateful and humbled for the opportunity. So it just encourages more artists and more Bahamians to do more in the culture and in music. And it encourages you to not be so discouraged, feeling that, okay, no one's going to ever hear my music or give me an opportunity. So I just want to thank the organizers for giving the young people a platform.
Members of the armed forces made their traditional display, and in his first independence celebration as Governor General, C.A. Smith did the time-honored practice of the inspection of the guards. Beaming with pride that the night was a huge hit among spectators, organizer Ronald Sims said a lot of planning went into making this year's event a success. He's been organizing the event for almost 25 years and said the tributes to cultural and musical icons Peanuts Taylor, Patricia Bazard, and Audrey Dean Wright were among the highlights of the show.
We have to cause people to understand that we appreciate the work that they've done in advancing this country forward. He's not too well now, and we wanted to do this for him while he was here. The drummer that we brought in from Cuba, Eduardo Cordova, as a little boy, he saw Peanuts, and because of Peanuts, he got into percussion. And Peanuts gifted him with a drum as a little boy, and he remembered that.
Reporting for Our News, I'm Jillian Gray.
Police are investigating the circumstances that led to a woman being shot on Tuesday night. Reports are that it was around 11 when the woman and two men were driving on Windsor Lane when they heard gunshots in the area. They soon realized the woman had been shot. She was transported to hospital and is detained in serious condition. Police officers are also taking a man into custody after they say he was found in possession of an illegal firearm and ammunition. According to reports, it was shortly after 11 on Tuesday night when officers from the Central Detective Unit conducted a search of a man at Cumberbatch Alley off Wolf Road. The search resulted in the discovery of a 9mm pistol and 6 rounds of ammunition. The man was taken into custody and is expected to appear before a magistrate later this week. Meanwhile, Minister of National Security Marvin Dames responded to criticism surrounding the response of law enforcement following the crash of American billionaire Christopher Klein when compared to the response following the crash of Bahamian Byron Ferguson. Dames said he believes improvements have been made.
I don't have the facts. The matter is being investigated. But, you know, in every incident, we do the best that we can. And from time to time, you have to look and assess and see where there is need to improve.
Dames said the aim is to always learn from criticism.
There's always lessons to be learned from every experience. There's something in law enforcement that's referred to as debriefing. Whenever you have an incident, you look at it and see what you could have done better. Comparing the two, you know, law enforcement is always ready to respond, and we do it in every incident. And so, you know, yeah, I mean, you come up to criticisms every now and again. You take it for what it is, and you look and you see how you can do better.
Former Cabinet Minister Alfred Sayres says he isn't ruling out a leadership challenge in the PLP, but it won't be during the party's upcoming convention.
I'm transparent in terms of my view. I've put myself forward. I believe I can bring a very significant contribution, and I've laid it out in a platform. However, after an election, my focus is on building the party, contributing to the country, and I support the leadership of the day. And today it's Mr. Davis, and he has my full support.
Sayres, a former Attorney General and Member of Parliament for the Fort Charlotte constituency, took on former Prime Minister Perry Christie for leadership of the PLP back in early 2017. He lost that contest by a wide margin. Pressed on whether he would challenge PLP leader Philip Davis before the next general election, Sayres suggested that it was too early to say.
One would have to make an assessment, but certainly Mr. Davis has my full support.
Are you ruling it out?
No, I would not rule it out. But he has my full support, and I'm not going to create any speculation. The fact of the matter is I'm not running for any office in the Progressive Liberal Party in this convention. But I'm contributing my ideas.
Sayres says his focus is on pushing for internal change within the PLP.
With respect to constitutional reform within the party, I've laid out a series of amendments, possible amendments, and rationale and justification to contribute to this ongoing internal reflection so that we deepen the democratic process within our organization and demonstrate and telescope to the Bahamian public that the party is refocused on its core values.
Still to come on Our News, we've got an update on those dorms for prisoners who will be studying at BTVI. Stay tuned.